Hey guys, Gary from Midwest Mike's here. Are you looking for a DJ for your next event? Well, call DJ Showtime, 816-260-2056. He can DJ your wedding, a special event, a bar and club event. Whether your event's large or small, DJ Showtime is your guy. He'll play music of all genres, whatever you guys want to hear, that's what he'll play. He's been DJing since 2005, lots of experience. Again, that phone number is 816-260-2056 at DJ Showtime KC34 on Twitter, DJ Showtime 3481 on Snapchat. And remember, this is Gary from Midwest Mike's. Tell him that I sent you. Contact DJ Showtime, 816-260-2056. All right, everybody, welcome into another show. I'm Gary.
This is Austin.
We are Midwest Mike's coming back at you. Another week of sports has passed, and as we kick off the show this week, I just want to give a special shout-out to Coach William Harris, good friend of the show. He's been on a couple times and joined us by phone. Does a great job over there at Van Horn. If you've listened to those episodes, you know he's a great guy. But he was selected, and it was announced today that he will be the coach for the Greater Kansas City Coaches Association game, and he will be coaching the head coach of the Missouri side. That's a big deal, great honor for him. I did talk to him today, and this is a quote from him. He said, "It's an honor to be selected by a group of your peers to lead the way for your state in this type of game." So congratulations again to Coach Harris, good friend of the show. You know, somebody who's doing well and helping kids. Had a great year at Van Horn, and it's paying off.
Yeah, we want to say it also. Congrats to Coach Harris. He did really, really well this year. And like I said, been on the show a couple times. And then also by phone. Really, really good at doing what a lot of coaches have talked about on this show, which is creating culture. And he's starting to create a winning culture there. And I think it's going to end up it's paying off for him now. And I think we're going to see continued success from him. And so, like you said, we want to give him a shout-out and just, congrats on doing something. I mean, it's a huge honor for you to be, because it's voted for, right?
Yeah, it's voted by the coaches that are members of the Greater Kansas City Coaches Association. So, like he said, I mean, a group of his peers selected him for that position.
Yeah, so that's very cool. And Gary, who's going to be coaching the other side for the Kansas side?
The Kansas side is going to be Bob Lisher, another longtime coach. He's the only head coach that Free State has had up until this next season. He's actually retiring at the end of the school year. So he's coached his last game for Free State, but he's going to coach one more game for the state of Kansas in this All-Star game. I don't know him personally, but have heard very good things about him. So, and anybody who coaches in one place, opens up a high school and coaches there for 20-plus years.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That was going to be my next question. I couldn't remember how long he had been there.
Yeah, I mean, he was at Lawrence High before that, so just went from Lawrence over to Free State, opened it up, and he's the only coach they've ever had and did a great job there. I mean, obviously, they were a team that won a lot of games. So Coach Lisher, he's also going into the Greater Kansas City Coaches Association Hall of Fame this summer. So that'll be awesome for him too.
Yeah, very, very cool stuff. So let's continue on with the show. We're going to start talking about Big 12 basketball.
Yeah, Big 12 basketball. As always, it was another exciting week. K-State is still sitting atop the rankings. Actually, they're tied with Texas Tech. Both teams are 11-4. K-State won a big game last weekend and then lost to Kansas on Big Monday, which, they lost in Allen Fieldhouse. That was expected. But K-State and Texas Tech, K-State's number 16 in the country right now. Texas Tech is number 11. Like I said, they're both 11-4 in the conference. Texas Tech just actually beat Oklahoma State. As we record this on Wednesday, about 45 minutes ago, that game ended. They were at Oklahoma State. They had to go to overtime to win that game. They won by 4.
Yep.
In a game they really should have handled business. But so those are the two teams. KU is 10-5 in the conference. They still have a chance to, come back and get a share of the conference. K-State and Texas Tech would have to, obviously lose one more game, and KU has to win out. So it's not impossible. Baylor's playing right now against Texas, and they were up pretty big. I mean, they should win that one. And that would also put them at 10-5 if they continue on it and win that game. If they get done before the show gets over, then we'll give you guys an update that's over. But so K-State, we'll go into that real quick. They have Baylor at home this weekend on Saturday, then at TCU, and then in the season with Oklahoma at home in Bramlage Coliseum. So, Austin, you see them slipping up there at all in any of those three games?
No, so I'm gonna stick with what I said before. Well, for a while I had the K-State KU split.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I think K-State will win out, and I think Tech has a good shot to win out too, because Tech's defense is really, really good. They put that on display when they played KU Saturday.
Yeah, last Saturday. KU. Dang. That was a terrible loss for KU.
Yeah, it was a terrible loss for KU. Well, I say that, but
they lost by 29.
Yeah, so terrible loss, and Tech came out there and they suffocated them, which also makes me think Tech would be a good tournament team also, because they can suffocate. Because KU really is actually a pretty good shooting team. They start slow on the road, and if you start slow against a good team like a Texas Tech, or like a team that has a good defense also like Texas Tech, it's not going to happen. So I think the number one scenario for me is a K-State Texas Tech split, and then number two, I could see Tech actually. I was raving about Tech right there, but I think the Tech has the harder schedule on the way out for sure, especially on being on the road.
Yeah, two of those
at Iowa
games.
State. Yeah, so I can see the second scenario probably falling into place to be K-State winning it outright. I don't see K-State losing from here on out. So what do you say?
I really feel the same. I think K-State having two of these games at home will definitely take care of business at home. Baylor is a very streaky team to me. I mean, they'll win a couple games, lose a couple games. They never can go on a big roll. But, so I think K-State will handle business against Baylor. TCU is another team that's very streaky. They started out the conference season really, really good at home.
Yeah.
And I think they've lost like two of their last three at home. So
yeah,
I'm not sure that TCU can get it done. But if I was going to pick one of those games for Kansas State to struggle, I mean, maybe say it's obvious that they're going to struggle on the road over at home. But I'd say at TCU is going to be the one that's the possibility. But I think that Bruce Weber is going to take care of business, have his team ready, and know, like, you've got something, you can be a part of history here, not necessarily winning the Big 12, but being the team that keeps KU from getting a share.
Right.
For the first time in 14 years.
Right.
I mean, a lot of young KU fans, their entire life, KU's won the conference. I don't even remember who the last team to win the conference that wasn't Kansas was.
That'd be something you'd have to look
14 years ago. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, that'd be something you have to look up. And I would. Yeah, they're one of the most. They're one of the most spoiled fan bases.
Absolutely,
there is. And I don't necessarily mean that in a really bad way, but like you said, there's KU fans that are 12 years old, 13 years old, 14 years old. Whatever, they start watching basketball with their friends, or young, or they never remember KU like not being really, really good, and they're not really, really good this year.
No, even probably some freshmen, sophomore students over there that are 18, 19, maybe even some 20-year-old kids. Think about it. They'd be 6, 5,
right,
4. The last time KU didn't win the conference.
Yeah,
so,
and KU this year just does not have a good road team. And they're pretty good at home.
Yeah.
But they do not have a good road team, and I don't feel like they have a really mentally tough team, because I think it has to be mentally tough to win on the road.
I I mean, their three best players, are sitting the bench or not with the team currently.
Right,
so,
right.
I mean, that kills you.
Yeah, it does. It does. So they really weren't like a deep team either. I would say this about because somebody was talking about. I was talking to somebody else about the conference. How Big 12 was saying, yeah, Big 12 is a pretty good conference. And I'm thinking like, are they? I think you throw KU into maybe a smaller conference. Of course, they're first. But if you put KU in the ACC, they're fourth. They're not better than Virginia. They're not better than. May not be better than VTech. They're not better than North Carolina. They're not better. They're not even better with Duke without Zion. So it's not necessarily the fact that the Big 12 is really tough. Blah, blah, blah. KU's just down this year, and if being down this year is third place or second place in your conference, that's fine.
Yeah,
like you're good. Next year you're gonna be fine.
Yeah, so, I mean, it doesn't mean that you're terrible or Bill Self did a bad job. It just things didn't go their way. To win as consistent as they have, you've got to have a little bit of luck too.
Oh, totally.
I mean, yes, it's skill. You want to get the best players, but sometimes the ball just has to bounce your way, to have a streak and that's impressive as 14 years in a row winning your conference. I mean, I don't know that streak will ever be matched again by anybody. I mean, that's super impressive.
Is anybody even close to that? Gonzaga?
No, they passed John Wooden's UCLA teams, I think, at like 11 or 12.
And where's Gonzaga at with their conference? Or do we count their conference?
I don't.
Right,
I don't know.
They're probably at like 7. Because who the heck do they play?
I mean, maybe
Gonzaga with 100. No,
UCLA is the second team.
Well, I'm just saying Gonzaga.
They're like 11, 12, somewhere in there.
Maybe Gonzaga lost it one year. I don't know. Anyways, that'd be something I have to look up. But saying all that, it's not KU's schedule is pretty soft, and it's not unheard of that if K-State or Tech slip, KU can't get a piece of it. It still could happen.
It still could. I mean, because KU does.
I don't think so, but
KU is at Oklahoma State, at OU, and Baylor to end the season. We were talking about they're a terrible road team, but, I mean, Oklahoma State's only got, I think, 8 scholarship players.
Right.
They're really down, which they did take Tech to overtime tonight. But can they do that, twice in a row? Can they come out and play with that effort and intensity 2 games in a row with guys that weren't expected to be playing at the beginning of the year? I don't know. And then at OU, which OU's not very good this year. And then they'll take care of business that game against Baylor at home. You have to think they will.
Yeah, they'll want to it's getting closer.
Go into the tournament with some momentum.
Get into Big 12 tournament, and then it's also closer to NCAA, the big dance.
Yeah.
And so you really want to win those last games. And Bill Self will have his team focused. They are probably a 2 seed, right?
Maybe even a 3. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked to see them in a 3. I heard
because K-State may end up being a 2, or is K-State a 1?
K-State's not going to be a 1.
They're a 2, right? So the winner of the Big 12 will be a 2.
I don't know. I mean,
isn't that tough?
If K-State won the Big 12 tournament, I could see them getting a 2. If not, I see them as a 4. Even though KU doesn't finish above them in the conference,
you would say KU
will get a higher seed than them in the big dance
because of their
name, because of their draw power.
Oh man, I mean, yeah, okay.
And I'm not saying it's right.
Yeah, that's definitely not right.
But I mean, just like right now, K-State's 16. And Texas Tech is 11.
Yeah,
so they're ranked above them nationally.
Maybe overall record plays into that stuff. So what's overall? What do you have overall record written down there?
K-State's 21-7. KU's 21-7. I don't have Texas Tech's overall record written down because they hadn't played yet when I did my show notes. Should have went back and updated that.
So you're just like a real fast, or we finished up Big 12, but real fast, the number 1 seeds in the tournament, who do you think they are? Right. North Carolina probably, right?
North Carolina,
because they're going to take over the ACC.
Yeah.
Them or Virginia.
Yeah, them or Virginia. Maybe even both of them get a 1 seed.
They're both really good.
I actually heard this debate today on Around the Horn on one of the shows on ESPN I was watching. They were talking about Duke's lost a couple games here without Zion. So is Duke